Tomorrow on Sunday, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be buried in Siaya. At first I thought a mausoleum was going to be built for him, but it seems going to be laid as other brothers who are on their graveyard. Citizen TV today had an honor to take us through the graveyard of Raila Amolo Odinga, where he's going to be buried. In fact, this is what happened.
We have been telling you the status of the preparations for the burial site of Raila Odinga. We're back this morning, and what we are seeing is that the construction of the grave site has really advanced at this point in time. You recall that yesterday there were still the challenges of digging, but also later in the evening they were able to get to the point of starting to build it, to lay the slab, and now they've done the courses that they require to do so, and now we understand that they are just waiting for it to cure for a few minutes to a few hours so that they can be ready.
So what you are seeing there is a graveyard of once a powerful man, because in the books of history you cannot write Kenya's history without the name of Raila Amolo Odinga, the father of multipartyism, a person who stood for president for more than 5 times, and for me I believe that at least he won the 2007 election. But what is life? Because at the end of the day, even a powerful person like Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be arrested. The love they had for him. I have ever supported him for the presidency for very many times. Although in the last election I wasn't on his side because he joined our government and broke what he had always stood for. In fact, the reason as why William Ruto was able to win the election, it was because people sympathized with William Ruto. He was seen as the system fighting him, from humiliating on public address system, from blocking him from going somewhere. So people rallied behind Ruto because of emotions, but that was the time for Raila Amolo Odinga. I don't know what is the problem from the lower community. The lower communities have, every time they have reached at the table of taking the presidency, they have failed. I don't know, it's going to be hard. And remember, in politics, it's not easy to build a person. You remember Jaramogi. Jaramogi was once the vice president who had a chance to become the first president of Kenya, but he failed. His son Raila Amolo Odinga tried everything. Now he's being arrested in Bondo at 8 years. Raila Amolo Odinga has done everything, by the way. So Kenyans must ask themselves, what have they done for Kenya? Because at least Raila Amolo Odinga has done his part. If you're writing a book of Raila Amolo Odinga in terms of the politics of Kenya, you can. It's not supposed to be even a single book. Now he's being arrested. In fact, let's continue with Citizen TV as it was taking us through.
Do the tiling, but also you can see the very many people that have been here taking in the proceedings, the status of it. We have a gentleman here. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Construction Authority, Engineer Maurice Akech. Good morning, and it's good to see you at this time. Perhaps you can tell us about what it has taken the last couple of hours of the night.
Thank you, sir. We've been here the whole night trying to prepare this final resting place for Baba. And it's very good. Since yes, of course, as you can see, yesterday we've lifted the volume. And we are now in the final stages of putting the finishes on the floor and the walls, and then that we are ready for tomorrow. So this is a very significant moment for us in history, because we are here to witness the construction of this very important facility that will carry Baba for the rest, what we call eternity.
And perhaps for those that may be concerned about the safety of the walls, knowing that you've done, how many courses? Are they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 within a very short time?
That is the graveyard of Raila Amolo Odinga. I want to speak about this graveyard. In Africa, we copy very many things, to an extent that we keep some which were abandoned by the Western world. In Africa, we never used to bury our loved ones in concrete cement and tiles. It was a narrative that was brought by the Western world. Even now, the Western world is abandoning tiles because it kills the environment. It kills the dehydration of the soil. If a person is supposed to be buried, dig a grave very well, properly. Put him in a case you want. Yes, and by the way, in Europe and outside the world, the case I don't know how you carry it, but the case that holds the person who is dead is supposed to be environmental friendly for it to decompose. Put him in a graveyard and pour there. So the way how I think Moi was buried, if I'm not mistaken. But if you do tiles and concrete, that means that this thing can stay there for 1,000 years. What is the purpose of not allowing an environmental friendly graveyard? Is the reason as to why Muslims, I prefer the way how Muslims bury. They don't put all those tiles because at the end of the day you are going to decompose. At the end of the day, after 500 days of 100 or 200, the body will be no more, but the tiles may stay. So Kenyans should pass a law, because even in America and Britain, they passed a law not to tile graves. That's how it's supposed to be. So I'm not talking about Baba. Baba, the things he has done for Kenya, he may deserve even a bigger or a grave that has gold and what, but they're all nothing. Apart from that, you first look at the graveyard where Baba is going to rest. A person who once took the Kenyan by storm, a person who gave directions to all and sundry in the Kenyan politics, a person who made the presidents. People forget that Baba Raila Odinga was once a leader, Uhuru Kenyatta was once a leader of the current president, William Ruto. He has made very many politicians from young to the old, but is going to be rested. Lessons must be learned that however much you are big, however big you are, time is going to come when you're going to be rested in your eternal place. Let's continue with the video.
How have you ensured the integrity of the wall?
Well, since last evening, we've been lifting the courses in stages. Of course, we're following every other stage or every other standard that's necessary in construction or walling like this one. And given the circumstances, we are giving time to set or what we call ishikani before we continue. So we'll be doing 3 courses, then another 3 courses, then one early morning. Now we've just done the preliminary plasters to prepare the surface in ready for tiling. And because the wall is very short, to the extent that the structural strength of this particular material we're using is able to accommodate that particular structural stability. Because if you look at it, it's short and then also the length is accommodating. It's not a normal building which is normally very long. The walls are very long. So this, because the corners are very close, they're also able to support one another. So that has given us advantage of hastening the pace in terms of putting one layer on top of another. So we're good in terms of safety.
And obviously you will see, I don't know if you can spread a little bit so that we can see how the ground looks like, because there was a tree here. Just move a bit.
So that is Raila Odinga going to be rested on Sunday. But also I think it is time now to people to understand that I've ever been around people who have lost their loved ones, most especially those who are not Muslim. The more the dead body stays without not burying, first of all, the family can spend more. But it's not a issue of spending because it's a funeral that's going to be supported by the government. But 2, you even stop grieving. Grieving has a certain period. So if I see my loved one for 1, 2, 3, 7 days, I cannot grieve like I'm supposed to grieve. I've been around people who have been with their loved ones for a long period of time. They even start laughing, joking when their loved one is still in the house. So Africans should learn that a person should be buried as soon as possible. Even Raila knew that. He said that it's supposed to be buried in 72 hours. Those are 3 days, but they extended to become a week. So Baba even knew about this. Of course, that's my opinion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on another one. Peace.